History books are full of conflicts over borders and population removal right up to the present day. The Hub Theater Company of Boston is exploring a chapter from the 17th century, dramatized by Helen Edmundson in her play The Clearing. The production by Daniel Bork begins this Friday. To tell us about the play are the leading man, Matthew Zahnzinger, and the company's producing artistic director, Lauren Elias. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Lauren, for people who don't know the play, let's go further back to the history. This is about Oliver Cromwell, 17th century, removing people from one part of Ireland to other parts of the world. Beyond that, what's going on?
It is a play, I think, that is best described as what happens when justice isn't just. It's easy to say that this is a historical play and it's about this one episode in time in our history. But it's actually about a very human problem, and it's so relatable to everything that's going on today with the border crisis down in Mexico and the wall. It is so timely, and so, those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Matthew, mixed marriages are also pretty common in history. You play a character who's in one of these at a very difficult time, so explain that a bit.
Yes, so I play Robert Preston, local nobleman, essentially, from England, who married an Irish woman, Madeleine O'Hart, and we open the play with the birth of our son, Rafe. So we have this beautiful marriage that's really strong and passionate, and they're very, very dedicated to each other. And then you have this overpowering element of social, political turmoil. And for me, the crux of the story is really, what do you do when your loyalty is divided between your country or some other overarching social element and your family? And what do you do when those are in conflict? So as historical and as broadly touching as the themes may be, what I find most interesting in the story is how personal it is. It really is a family drama set against a historical one.
Lauren, of course, there are other people who represent these historical forces. Not Cromwell himself, but there were people carrying out his orders, I guess, right?
Yes, we have the local governor Sturman and the judge and the Court of Appeals. And we've got, while Cromwell himself does not make an appearance, his presence is felt.
Right. Coming to Matthew, as far as the personal here, I mean, does the character you play change in some way during the course of this play?
Oh, very deeply.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest strengths of this script is how human and relatable all of the people in it are. Everyone has some arc to them, which is necessary for any well-written character. And Robert and Madeleine especially go through such a deep personal turmoil. They are recognizable from beginning to end, but are completely changed in terms of their perspective on the world. They both develop a sense of realism, a realistic perspective. They start sort of naive and romantic, and that whole worldview is essentially shattered by everything that's going on in the country and how it impacts their family. So it's a very, very rich arc that I get to play, and that Bershani Reese, who plays my wife Madeleine, gets to play. And it's a wonderful challenge for an actor and a wonderful opportunity.
No, I haven't read the play, but I'm reading between your lines is that these are also two people of privilege who probably think they can wiggle out of a conflict. The history's not their problem.
That's very, very true for Robert. Robert's initial main flaw is his trust in his position, his trust in personal relationships, and the safety and security that those connections can provide. Madeleine's take is slightly different. She, as a local Irish girl, has sort of married up by marrying me, and that has colored her worldview of things, thinking that I can take care of all of the problems that might visit our family. And Robert, more quickly than Madeleine, realizes that in this particular historical context, no one is safe. And it takes Madeleine a little longer to get there, and their differences in the journey of reaching that final endpoint is one of the problems, or one of the conflicts that causes the tension in their relationship and leads to the development of their characters throughout the show.
This is BNN News. We're talking with Lauren Elias and Matthew Zahnzinger from Hub Theater Company of Boston. Lauren, what made you get persuaded to put this play on?
I will tell you, at first I was not thrilled at the idea. I will admit that freely. One of my artistic associates said to me, "Lauren, you have to read this play. You have to read this play." And I said, "I don't know, Dan. This sounds like my AP Euro book." And he said, "Just trust me." And I said, "All right." And I did, and I could not put it down because it wasn't just a play that takes place in 1700s Ireland. It's a play that's taking place right now. It's a play that took place in 1940s Germany. It is a human experience, and I don't think anybody sitting in that audience will not feel connected with not just one, but multiple of the characters.
Well, to bring us a little closer to home, the play has also been compared with Arthur Miller's The Crucible, which is about Salem, Massachusetts during the witch hunt. So explain that similarity a little more.
So similar to the way that Arthur Miller used the Salem witch trials as a lens through which to examine McCarthyism, Helen uses this period of time as a lens through which to examine current immigration crisis, corrupt governments, and all other sorts of injustices in the world. And so she uses this as a way to sort of zero in on these very broad themes and make them a little bit more digestible and comprehensible so that you can really think.
Matthew, because what's also going on is that there might be a lot of viewers who have not seen a live drama. They've seen things on television, historical or not. If you were to make a pitch to them, I mean, what should they look forward to that they wouldn't have seen or at least experienced with a TV show?
So I've been working as a professional actor in the Boston area for coming up on a decade now. And I feel very, very strongly that theater is a medium about human connection. There is something that you can't, no matter how compelling the story is, if there is a screen in front of you, it serves as a barrier. It keeps you unable from really being capable of reaching out and finding a deep personal connection with the characters. You can come close, but being in the room and feeling the heat and seeing the actors' faces change in real time, it's visceral and passionate. And that, I think, is why theater has continued to last as a medium for hundreds of years. Despite the development of new and readily available technology like Netflix or Amazon, where you can stream things from the comfort of your home with great ease, the effort to go out and watch people in the room with you is so deeply personal and profoundly unique. Even within the run of a show, one night to another can be completely different depending on the makeup of the audience and how one actor says a line slightly differently. It's dynamic and it's passionate, and there's nothing else quite like it.
Lauren, with a play like this, you could reach for the exotic, make it like a scenic Irish castle, or you could also make it like somebody's home and really connect in a close way. Which path did you do with this production?
We took somewhere a little in between, where it's a delightfully beautiful set by Cassie Chapatos. She has done a remarkable set. She also did our set for Peter and the Starcatcher, for those that are returning. And she has really captured the beauty of the nature that one would find in Ireland, and the magic and the danger. There's a great sense of danger and a great sense of magic and beauty in this set, which is not easy considering we're in a church auditorium.
Yeah, and we should explain that because this is not a typical theater set. What's it like watching one of these productions?
I am always constantly blown away by what my crew and my cast can do. It is not, what they do is nothing short of magic. To tag team on what Matthew said, I find it very ironic because Netflix and movies and what have you, they're spending millions of dollars to try to make their product more like theater, 3D and what have you. And it's like, come see us, you don't need the funny glasses.
And one other point, as far as the affordability of these productions, it's a little different from what people usually come into with a theater production.
Yes, so Hub Theater Company of Boston is very proud to be the only theater company in Boston that is a pay-what-you-can theater company for every seat, every show, every time. We never set our ticket prices because we never want price or money to be a barrier between our art and our audience.
And finally, Lauren, one more time, the production dates and the website for more details.
We run Friday, April 5th through Saturday, April 20th, and you can visit our website, www.hubtheaterboston.org, for tickets and more information.
Thank you very much, Lauren Elias and Matthew Zahnzinger from Hub Theater Company of Boston. We'll have more news in just a moment.